is over 4 billion years old, and it is home to almost 8 billion people with approximately 8.7 billion species of animals and fish, and it is under threat along with every person and every living thing.
But what is this threat? Who or what is behind this threat? The answer is simple: we are.
Our world gives us life, laughter, love and joyous memories. The possibilities provided by our earth are endless and infinite. Unfortunately, the earth itself is not.
We are the authors of our own downfall. We are solely responsible for the consequences of our actions. Despite the education levels of our citizens, we are choosing to take the lazy way out. But what will the impact of that approach be for our future generations?
The earth is facing many battles. Climate change, the greenhouse effect, pollution levels, rising CO2 emissions, coastal erosion and many more.
We need to act now. Time is ticking.
Save our planet! Save our planet! Save our planet! Save our planet!
Climate change is no joke, and we need to take this seriously. Did you know that the Earth is slowly falling apart and has warmed 1 degree in the last 100 years, which means we need to keep it below 1.5 degrees.
For every 1 degree, our temperature goes up because of CO2 emissions. The atmosphere is sucking up 7% more water. This means weather patterns are disrupted, creating more unpredictable and extreme weather events.
Yes, another major problem is that, as we know, the ice caps are melting. If too much ice falls into the sea, it could cause the sea levels to rise and flows could appear in more areas.
All ecosystems and the animals that live within them are there to protect us from a warming planet. If we as humans destroy these ecosystems, we are losing their vital protection.
Despite 1 degree not sounding like much, this increase has had a huge impact on our planet. Many people switch to renewable sources of energy, such as solar or wind energy.
Our planet's warming up. It's got to stop. Our planet's warming up. It's got to stop. Our planet's warming up. It's got to stop.
Not only is the public getting involved, but the government is also helping in the UK. Boris Johnson has announced a 10-point green plan to help us lower our carbon emissions in areas.
It would help too. Saving electricity is a great way to be more green, even just switching a light bulb off as you leave a room.
The changes to our climate have been caused due to the presence of greenhouse gases in our world. The greenhouse effect is when the sun's warmth is trapped in the Earth's lower atmosphere.
These gases, which include carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxide, accumulate over time and contribute to a rise in the temperature of our planet. The presence of the gases causes a hole to grow in the ozone layer, and this exposes the Earth to the intensity of the sun's powerful rays.
The consequences of these gases in the atmosphere are many and wide-ranging. The temperature of the Earth rises, causing the polar ice caps to melt. This leads to a rise in sea levels as well as a reduction in landmass of the habitats in those polar regions, thus affecting the animals who live there.
Another consequence of the heating of our planet is an increase in the extremity of our weather. The ferocity of our storms
cause many issues for our coasts and shorelines. There are also many consequences for the human population, including food disruptions, human migration due to uninhabitable living conditions, while illness and death is on the rise.
Air pollution is when unwanted chemicals, gases and particles enter the air and the atmosphere, causing harm to humans, animals and damaging the natural cycles of the earth.
Air pollution comes from two sources. The first is natural pollution. This comes from natural sources such as volcanoes, forest fires and dust storms.
The second source is made by humans. Human activity is a major cause of air pollution, especially in large cities. Human air pollution is caused by things such as factories, power plants, cars, aeroplanes, chemicals, fumes from spray cans, and methane gas from landfill sites and livestock.
The worst human pollution comes from us burning coal, gas and oil. This is called fossil fuels. Pollution is made worse when carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. This upsets the natural balance of the earth.
Air pollution can also make people sick. It can make it difficult to breathe and cause diseases such as lung cancer, respiratory infections and heart disease. According to the World Health Organization, 2.4 million people die each year from air pollution. Air pollution can be especially dangerous to children living in big cities with bad smoke.
What can we do to help? Anytime we can use less energy, like electricity or petrol, it can help reduce air pollution. You can help by turning off the lights when leaving your room. Driving less can help too. You could share cars with friends and family. This will save petrol and money.
We must try to clean our air and prevent pollution, or otherwise we will suffer the consequences.
Some people say children are the future. Now children are changing the future forever.
Coastal erosion comes from a Latin word meaning gnawing away. Coastal erosion can have severe negative impact on the villages and homes near the coastline as global sea levels rise due to a warming atmosphere.
Experts agree that establishing our bays and beaches is our best form of defence against coastal erosion. However, other sea defences such as groins, seawalls and rock armour will protect that particular stretch of the coastline. The problem of coastal erosion will be exacerbated further up the coast.
Waves usually reach the shore at an angle. This is because of the wind direction, because the sand is moved up by the swash of the wave. The backwash carries the material directly back down the beach due to gravity. This process is repeated, producing a zigzag pattern which moves sand along the shore by steady currents. Longshore drift is where particles are finally deposited further down the coast and new land is formed. The coastline is therefore always changing. Coastal erosion is very extreme.
Coastal erosion is a big part of the world and is very destructive to people. It can wipe out houses, villages and also kill people.
Putting defences down such as seawalls, groins and rock armour can protect certain parts of the coast. Further down the coast could be worse as results.
Stop coastal erosion.
The natural process of erosion in our world is putting land, houses and especially putting humans in danger. This can be very worrying for the people living on the coastline. Sea defences are really helpful, but people down the other end of the coastline are really not safe at all. Erosion is destroying more land every day.
Plastic pollution is one of the world's greatest issues.
Millions of people think this isn't a big issue, but many oceans are being destroyed. What 1 million marine animals die each year from plastic waste alone. Sad but true.
Did you know nearly 700 species of fish are affected by plastic each year?
Did you know by 2050 there could be more plastic than fish in the sea?
Only 9% of 8.3 billion tonnes of plastic has been recycled, 12% burned and 79% flooded our oceans.
We need to stop plastic pollution because it is ruining our planet and the creatures who live on it.
Stop plastic pollution! Save our planet! Stop plastic pollution! Save our planet! Stop plastic pollution! Save our planet!
18 metric tons of plastic fragments are swept away into the ocean every day. Up to 12.7 million tons of plastic ends up in our ocean.
Across the world's oceans are giants, or slowly swirling whirlpools of plastic debris.
In 2015, 350 million tonnes of plastic went into the ocean.
We hope you have realised how this has affected many marine lives, and I hope you reconsider using single-use plastic in the future.
What we need to do a plastic audit, collect the waste plastic from your streets. During the refill revolution, choose to reuse your water bottles, coffee cups and lunch containers. Stock up in your local zero waste shop. Avoid the inconvenience of convenience. Local convenience stores account for 85% of single-use plastics.
How can we stop this problem? What can we do? A switch to renewable energy will be a start. A reduction in the burning of fossil fuels and significant drop to our carbon footprint. Purchasing energy efficient products, use less water, a reduction in the wasting of food and switching off lights are all easy ways to start a reduction in this internal combustion of our planet.
So there you have it. Our future and that of generations to come is in our hands. While time is ticking, it's certainly not too late to save it, but we must start now. Everyone has a part to play, everyone can make a difference, and together we can save our planet.